we're going to start. So thank you for waiting.
Yes. Are we all ready?
Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone who's joining us from home. Thank you so much for taking the time out tonight to be here with us, both virtually and in person. I'm Mrs. Utel, the principal of Stonybrook School.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and I'm Mrs. O from Kiel School. We're so excited. We know that this is a particularly busy time of year, so thank you so much for coming out and joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
So we're going to take a little bit of time before we really dive into kindergarten to talk about looking ahead for the rest of the school year and then really looking ahead for next school year.
Yep, absolutely. So that's much of our focus tonight, as Mrs. Utel said. So we're very excited to be with you this evening. But first, we want to talk to you a little bit about the remainder of this school year and what's in store. And I will begin with Kiel School this evening. So to give you a little bit of background, so this evening, or today rather, May 9th, we had kindergarten warm-up day, and we actually for this year held it between both Kiel and Stonybrook Schools. And that was really very much intentional, especially with the merger coming, where all kindergarten students will ultimately come to Kiel School for next school year. Really the intention of warm-up day is to be able to meet our students for the first time, begin to think about placement and really planning ahead. So it was a beautiful day. Mrs. Utel and I spent some time this afternoon talking about meeting our incoming students, and we could not be more excited for them, and our teachers being able to meet them today as well. So that was great. On May 22nd, we have our Kiel School Art Show beginning at 4 p.m. We are very excited for this annual tradition. Ultimately, all of Kiel School will be decked out in student artwork. Many thanks to Mrs. Santagato, really preparing the building. It looks beautiful, so we really invite our students and their families to come out and see our student artwork. And again, that's from 4 to 6 p.m. on May 22nd, and it's really just a nice walkthrough of the entire building and just seeing, as I said earlier, student artwork. May 30th to 31st, we have our second grade field trip to the Yogi Berra Museum and Learning Center in Little Falls. So we're very excited, and we're doing that really in 3 different segments. So we have students attending on June 2nd as well, so we've split the classes nicely. We have our kindergarten and second grade move-up day, where basically we swap with Stonybrook to prepare students for their move, whether it's to Kiel School for first grade or Stonybrook for third grade. So it is a really great day, and we're looking forward to that as well. And then we have Field Day, which again is really our annual extravaganza, if you will. It's a really great day of SEL and just again a wonderful day for our students, which we are very much looking forward to on June 5th. So as you're getting a nice sense of, it's pretty much every day that we have some fun activities going on as we prepare, sadly, to close out our 22-23 school year. June 7th is our first grade music concert, so we are very excited about that. On June 8th, we have our second grade musical, and again, focus is really on heart prints, so we're very excited about our theme, and it's going to be entitled based on a book. And Mrs. Gersten and Miss Smith are both very much integral to that production. So we are very excited about that. And June 9th, we have our annual kindergarten heart to heart as well, which Stonybrook will do this year as well, and Mrs. Utel will be sharing. June 14th, we're excited to participate. It's really become an annual tradition to have our KHS senior clap out. It's a beloved tradition now where our high school seniors come to Kiel and they walk through the building. It's a beautiful thing to have them come back and see their teachers, but also for students to get to wish them well as they go off to college and life. So it's a beautiful day of community. And then last but not least, June 19th is our last day for students and staff. It's like action-packed, right, Mrs. Utel?
There is a lot to look forward to.
Absolutely.
So for Stonybrook School, it looks a little bit different because we have state testing. So we are currently completed with third grade, who did a fabulous job last week, and we are this week testing all of our fourth graders. We continue into next week with fifth grade, and they actually have 7 days of testing because at the fifth grade level, we have 2 days of science. There are 4 sessions. So we will test until May 24th with makeups the next couple of days after that, and makeups leading into the following week up until June 2nd. So for fifth graders, especially here at Stonybrook, the next few weeks are incredibly exciting. We have another second session, information session for our peak trip, and then also chaperone training tomorrow night on May 10th. May 18th is our third grade Nations Night Choir Show. We are happy to say this was the first year that we had third grade choir. So Mrs. Sully has done an amazing job. This is going to be really our first presentation. And we wanted to continue the work that's going on at Kiel and second grade music program so that third graders had something in between going into fourth where band really starts to take off in the fourth and fifth grade. Again, just like Kiel, we'll be having our Stonybrook Art Show from 4 to 6 p.m. It is a wonderful 2-hour time period to come really see your child's artwork. We are incredibly proud of all of the work that they have put into their portfolios this year. And it's just nice coming to the building, stroll around, families can take their time, look at all of the artwork, and then really get a good sense of what has gone on the entire school year in art. May 24th, this was delayed, so we're excited that we have our student council field trip, and they actually stay in town. They'll visit the mayor and council. They'll get to see what it feels like to actually work as the mayor for that day. They'll go to the DPW, they'll go to the firehouse, and they get a real sense of what goes on in their own community. So we're incredibly proud because our student council has done a wonderful job this year. Our Gold Museum Night is on May 31st. June 1st, as Mrs. Olawoli has shared, is our kindergarten and second grade move-up day. That's a huge day. It's exciting for our kindergartners who actually leave the building and go to see their new school. But for us, we're getting our future third graders. So we meet with them as a class. Won't meet really their homeroom teacher, but they'll meet the third grade teachers at a team. They'll get to walk through the building, walk outside the building, get to visit the grounds. And it's really nice in anticipation as they know what to look forward to in September. And as we continue for Stony Brook, we have, for the first time back in a few years, Career Day. And this is a huge thanks to Mrs. Tanga, who really has worked with our families. Everybody presenting on Career Day is a parent, and they're going to share their expertise and what they do each and every day. So that's for our third, fourth, and fifth graders, and that's going to be from 9 to 11:30 in the morning. It's also a nice way after testing to really get the kids to really look at something different, think about, their future, especially our fifth graders as they move into PRM. On June 7th, we have Field Day. Again, a huge day here as well.
Like I said, extravaganza, right?
It is so much fun, from everything from the inflatables to the petting zoo. And here at Stony Brook, we actually have a dunk tank. So that is just a nice time and nice day for our students. June 8th and 9th, then is our Peak trip. So our fifth graders will be going back to Peak. They spend the night. We have 14 staff members go, as well as dozens of parent chaperones. And that's a nice outdoor team building at the Poconos Environmental Center. June 12th is our fourth and fifth grade spring concert. And then what wasn't in there is June 5th, which is also our heart-to-heart kindergarten celebration. June 12th and 13th is also our move-up day for our fifth grade students. So they are split. We currently have 6 sections of our fifth grade classes. They're split into 2 days. 3 classes will go on June 12th. 3 classes go the next day, and they actually go to PRM for 2 hours. They get to see the building. They meet with teachers. They meet the counselors that they'll be working with. They get a sense of what their schedule is going to be like when they move on to 6th grade. June 14th is our fifth grade barbecue. June 15th is actually our fifth grade promotion ceremony. And for the first time ever, it's actually going to be held at the high school. So for our families who know what parking is like, they're going to be very happy. But it's a nice way for our students just to kind of get a sense of what the future looks like for them in a different building, in a different ceremony. And there's a lot in that ceremony. Right now, we are currently undergoing a fifth grade writing contest where our fifth graders reflect on their 3 years at Stony Brook. They can write a poem, an essay, or just a short story about their time. Our 3 ELA fifth grade literacy teachers narrow it down and they choose, and then we have one speaker who reads that chosen story or poem or essay at the celebration. And then the last day of school is our fifth grade clap out. So for all of you out there watching, our fifth grade parents, you will get notifications. We did share out save the dates, but we will send out 2 weeks and starting really in about a week, all of the details for each 5th grade activity, because we know, like Ms. Olawole said, it's a busy time of year and there's a lot going on. So we want to make sure that you are fully aware of all of the details for all of the amazing celebrations going on.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Very cool. So what's new and exciting then for next school year, which is really, I think, what everyone is in anxious anticipation. We are super excited. It's May, and we have our plans rolled out, and we've been having conversations with staff really the past 2 weeks or so, and it's just been very exciting to be able to share teaching assignments and really looking ahead. So we're excited to present some of this evening, and as Mrs. Utel said previously, really a focus on kindergarten for Kiel and all of the shifts that ultimately is resulting in benefit of our students and our school as a whole and our community. So just to give you a little bit of an overview for K2 next year and what we're projecting, this is based on current registrations and enrollments moving into the summer. So of course, it's always hard to have a pulse in advance exactly what it's going to look like, but this is as things stand right now today in real time. So for kindergarten next school year, we are looking at just over 100 students. This is currently what's registered. Historically, we tend to get quite a few registrations over the summer, but it really depends, because if last year is any gauge, honestly, they happened much earlier and we had very few in the summer. So it really does shift from one year to the next. I think right now families are eager to register just with all the changes coming. So I do anticipate that it will look very much like this past year did. And we will probably increase a little bit, but really on a normal trajectory. So we're looking at 5 classes overall, about 20 students per class, and we will keep families posted if there are any changes there, but it's about where we'll land in the early 20s, a pretty average class size for kindergarten. And as I said, currently we are at 5 classes or sections. For first grade, we're at 121 students, which is very exciting, especially because 15 of those new students, or those students rather, are new registrations for Kiel, which does tend to happen too, because we're on a kindergarten extended day. So we do have pretty much an entire class, right, of new students coming in, which is really nice for those children as well. So for sure, in first grade, we will have 6 classes of first graders for next school year. And then second grade, we had a few new registrations, really a very typical expectation, and we are looking at 6 classes overall in second grade at 125 students. So these are Kiel's current projections, our class sizes for 23-24, and we are just really, really excited, especially about acquiring kindergarten. So, yay. All right, and then just to kind of, paint a picture, if you will, of some of the shifts that are happening as a result of acquiring Stonybrook's kindergarten classes and having everyone under Kiel's roof, is our preschool and speech will be moving to the Glen Cisco building. So essentially, our current preschool classrooms are shifting next door so that we have the space now to house the entire kindergarten together. So that was really the give and take here. Preschool will still very much be part of Kiel School. It's just that they will be housed next door at Cisco. And speech was just a clean move next door as well, because our services are already being held there, such as OT and PT. So there's not really a shift there. It's just that they're going to be joining where it makes the most sense. And that's where all services will be rendered moving forward. We're moving into full day kindergarten. Yay. We are so excited about that. As I know all families are. So just again, we are jumping for joy just as much as you are very excited. And then all kindergarten classes, as we've said a million times, because it is super exciting. I know I'm stealing the show. We're like, yay, cheers. And then, exactly. And then for Kiel, we're also looking at a sensory path and officially having one and a place to go, for our students during the day to meet their needs in that capacity. So these are really some of the big changes you can expect to see in Kiel. And again, super excited. Can't be enthusiastic enough.
So for Stony Brook, these are projections and class sizes that you see on the screen. And these, again, are based off of current numbers that we have in the second grade class at Kiel and based off of our current enrollment numbers here at Stony Brook. We normally get anywhere from 30 to 40 students over the summer. Historically, it has shifted. It has been less. Last year, we got about 37 students throughout the summer months up until mid-September. So what you can see on your screen is that we have 5 sections. None of our sections are changing. We are remaining with the same exact numbers. We have 5 sections right now with a projected number of 112 students, 5 sections of 4th grade with about 115 students, and then we go into 6 sections of 5th grade with 125 students. So our 5th grade is to prepare our students for middle school. We have 3 teams of teachers. There are 1 ELA teacher on each team and 1 math teacher. The math teacher is the teacher that does science and social studies. So as Mrs. Olawole said, we also keep a close eye throughout the summer. Usually the numbers will slow down probably right before Labor Day into mid-September. And then sometimes mid-year when parents move, you'll get those numbers. But we historically, looking at the data, have ranged in the same numbers anywhere from like 30 to 40 students enrolling. And then looking forward to us, what we're really excited about, because we also have the MD, which is our multiple disabled class, housed here at Stonybrook. So we are so happy. This was our first year, and we had a teacher move from Kiel to Stonybrook this year, and it was a huge success. So we're going to now dedicate an actual sensory room. And that room can be used for multiple purposes, whether it's calming and our child study team needs it for a purpose, but there are multiple reasons to have that room, so now we have a dedicated space. The other thing we're very proud of is we currently run SBTV. It's a daily television show that's run by our 5th grade students, but it's done in our computer lab. So we now have allocated an actual space to call it a television studio. So it will stand alone on its own with all the equipment, and that's run by our music teacher, Mrs. Sully, and our library media specialist, Mrs. Bosch. So we're very excited about that. We also then will have a wellness room. On our end, we are a little bit sad to see kindergarten go, but incredibly excited for the change. But for us to see the little ones, there's a little bit of sadness there. We do love them, and our older students love working with them. But now that we are down 3 classrooms, we have the opportunity to start to think outside the box as to what we're going to utilize those classrooms for. So one of those rooms is going to be dedicated as a wellness room, and that's going to satisfy 2 purposes. We currently in our schedule here at Stonybrook have what's called cycle classes. Every 7 to 8 weeks, our students go to cycle. That's everything from music theory to band, choir, sign language, yoga, and mindfulness. So now we're going to have a dedicated room where our phys ed teachers will be working with our students, but we also want to look at the staff side and how do we utilize that room to really give the staff an area to go, whether there be a treadmill and they want to do something on their prep period, or just another room other than our faculty room to utilize to relax. And then upgrades to our faculty room. So we're very lucky, kind of looking to working with Keisha on just some new things, but upgrading that space, and then really looking to upgrading our 2 outdoor spaces. For those of you that don't know, we have 2 lovely courtyards here at Stonybrook. One is utilized all the time by our students, where we have benches that turn into tables, and the teachers will take them outside to do lessons. Kindergarten and 3rd grade does a lot of their science lessons outside. But then the other courtyard is off of our faculty lounge, and our staff utilizes that almost every day once it's nice. So they were all out there yesterday and today, so which is very nice to see. So just looking at different ways to have coverage from the sun and the elements, and to just kind of go forward with that. So right now, those are our upgrades. Moving ahead.
That's very exciting. And then we just wanted to make sure that this evening that we shared a plug with all, just to confirm too that our before and after care program, while it will look different for Kiel because there's no longer the necessity of a true KED program, since our students will be full day, there will still be a before and after care offering for parents who wish. There is accessibility via our Kinnelon website. So if you go to the district website, and especially on the Kiel page under the parents drop down, you will be able to find and contact the Boys and Girls Club to find out specifically what their offerings are. But this just really gives you, a breakdown, especially of what it looks like for, hours, for example. It starts at 7 a.m. each day. Its end time is 6 o'clock each evening. And again, there's just a real convenience to the fact that our students are really housed in the school building for parents who need it for work and commuting purposes. And it's a seamless drop off and pick up each day. And it's just nice too. I can't tell you how often I walk out of the main office 5:30 and the little ones come, kind of out of the multi-purpose room, and it's really fun to see them. So it's home for them. They get to stay home then after hours, and it's just a really beautiful thing for them. So that program will continue, and they will, once we get closer to the end of the school year, they will really start to beef up their communication and letting families know what's offered. But we wanted to make sure that this evening we were making you aware that those programs will remain intact. And be sure to, when you're in your, if you're choosing to go with this program, to let them know what your needs are. For example, I have families reach out to me seeking homework assistance and support. So that's the kind of, just help and supervision that they provide too. It's really, we all work together very closely to make sure that all of our programs are serving our students' needs and their best interest. So this is pretty much what we're offering. And, again, for Kiel, super excited. Can't say it enough. Go kindergarten. We are so excited to have them with us. We know everyone is excited about it. Preschool will still continue to be part of Kiel School, but next door, all services will be next door as well. But again, very much a part of our Kiel School building. Kindergarten, when you look at Kiel School, kindergarten will basically be the downstairs of Kiel. So as I said previously, just to recap for everyone, our preschool classrooms currently will become our kindergarten space for next school year. We'll have everyone together on one floor, plus one first grade classroom downstairs, and the remaining first and second grades on our second floor. So again, it's just very nice that we can say we have all pre-K2 students together on one side of town, and really, again, just having, all of the connections, whether it's academic, socially, emotionally, and then having all services right next door. So it's a one-stop shop. I always say it to parents when I meet them for the first time, Kiel is really the quintessential early childhood center. We do it all. We're super excited and really awesome to partner with Mrs. Utel.
Yes,
as always, we are a family.
And one thing that we didn't mention is that in August, there is a kindergarten orientation, which will now be solely at Kiel.
Yes.
And there's also a new student orientation that is held in August. So that information will come out throughout the summer.
Yes.
So for everybody going to kindergarten, be on the lookout for that. But now we will be housed by you.
Yes.
But that's just really important. And for us, we are also excited. As much as we are going to miss the little ones, having that consistency, as Mrs. Olamoli spoke to, with curriculum, with the social emotional aspect in a K2 building really builds up as they then transition to us at that third, and as we call it, the upper elementary level. So we are excited for the change. Our teachers also are ecstatic. It is nice to see them because they work so closely together currently. So for them to be together as a team in one building, it's exciting to look forward to. It's something we're really excited about. So
Absolutely.
and we are a K-5 team. So for all of you who are new, coming to kindergarten,
You took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say that. That's what we
communication,
did.
and we
Yeah.
look at each other as a K-5 family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
best part.
So we try to finish each other's sentences. You know how that is. Yeah. So that's
It's
what
good.
it's good stuff. We're
Yeah.
excited. We're always in communication. We're here to help and support as much
Yes, we are.
as we can. And please don't ever hesitate to reach out, ask lots of questions. If there's anything you're wondering about still after this evening, you have our email addresses,
Exactly.
and we're a quick phone call away. So again, we're happy to take any questions if there are any at this
Thank you
time.
to all of you who joined us
Yeah,
virtually. Thank you to
absolutely.
everybody here. But any questions?
I was shocked to hear the numbers. Maybe I misheard it. Did you say that every summer, each grade?
No, as a school. So last year we had 30, I want to say 34 to 37, don't quote me,
It's
across from kindergarten to third through
And
fifth.
do we tend to lose that also, and so there's a balance out, or each year, each grade grows by a couple kids and just continues?
It depends on the year. So this year, this number of students that entered was the highest in fourth grade. Last year, it was third grade. So when you look historically at the past data, it fluctuates every year.
But generally growing. is-
I was gonna say right now for the past 3. So since I
Yeah.
started here, we have continuously grown in our
which is
numbers.
nice.
Yeah.
We're starting to see a nice upward trend, which is good. And like we try to think about what it is about that fourth grade year. when you start to look around New Jersey, a lot of school districts are K-3 districts, or they end school at 3rd grade before they transition. So when we talk to parents, they said, well, this was the best time because they're going to a new school anyway. So we wanted to move, and this was the, best time for us to do it without kind of, having their children be upset and making new friends. So it's, we kind of talk to them about that at new student orientation. Yeah. So it's been nice. Yeah.
I'm just wondering what the plan is moving forward with the kindergarten as far as the extra time, like what's going to be added into the day.
Great question.
Yeah, great
Yep,
question.
absolutely.
That's a
So
great
we're really
question.
going to be mirroring it because right now, when you look especially at mathematics and ELA, takes up a bulk of the day. So this will really enable us to expand and match it closer with 1st and 2nd grade, just in being able to cover the content, across the standards and really taking a deeper dive. That's really what it's about in kindergarten, is giving our students the experience, the day-to-day, just with routines. Like right now, our day is so fast. Like especially when you factor in lunch and specials, we're having to pick and choose on a daily basis. For example, math it might necessarily be like 4 days versus the 5. We will be able to now cover all content areas every day, which is quite a shift from what we've been able to do. So again, that will be maximizing that instructional time, taking a deeper dive into the content on a daily basis. And again, just being able to offer, like, for example, too, with the specials, right? Being able to make sure. So currently our students get 1 day of PE, they will get 2 in kindergarten. We'll be able to really expand what we're offering as a result. They will also have a longer special time. So right now it's 30 minutes, we bump it to 40 now. So just that extra 10 minutes makes a really big difference. So again, we know we're gonna see it, we can look, a year or 2 down the road, our students, we know, are gonna come to 1st grade better equipped too, as a result of those exposures and experiences. So it's a no-brainer, and it's why we're so excited, because looking at the instructional time and how we're going to be able to maximize it just by extending the day, it's awesome. So great question. Thanks for asking. Yeah, so it's really going to mirror 1st and 2nd grade in terms of being able to take a deeper dive. Yeah, absolutely. Great question. Any others?
Any questions online? No. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you everybody so much for taking your time out of your evening. We know it's a busy time of year, and thank you everybody who joined us from home.
Absolutely.
And again, if you have any questions at any time, please
We're
feel
here.
free to email us. We're here. We'll be here all summer.
Yeah.
So please reach out.
Every day. We're here.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you.
night. Thank you so much. We
Thank
so
you.
appreciate you coming out.
That was a great question.
Yeah.